Let's take a look at the menu navigation for the REVIC PMR. Okay, the REVIC PMR has a really cool heads-up display and it can be really simple to use. Just dial the turret to the range, take your shot. But underlying that is a very, very sophisticated ballistic engine and computer system that controls all your inputs and all your variables. You've got a lot of settings that you can change on the PMR. So we've created a menu structure. It'll feel similar to some of the high-end digital cameras that you're used to, but we use these 4 buttons and the enter button to enter the navigation menu, navigate to the different menus, and then select different items for adjustment, whether you're changing variables or you're turning them features on and off, like Bluetooth, for example. So to start with, we need to power up the REVIC, press and hold for 3 seconds, and that takes you to the main display. So from the main display, to enter the navigation menu, all you have to do is press the enter button, short press, and that takes you right to your temperature, pressure, kind of weather module. So at that weather module, you can scroll down, let's scroll to the base wind, and we'll hit enter. And if you notice, the outline changes from showing the values and the heading. Now all of a sudden when you press enter, it's just the values that are outlined. If you use the up and down arrows, you'll see that you can adjust your values. So if you hit enter again, now you'll see that outline encompasses everything. So now the up and down arrows move you up and down to the menu. So let's say we want to go to the next menu. From any setting, like if you're on ambient temperature or pressure or base wind, from any one of those variables, if you've got the big outline, if you hit the left and right button, it'll take you left and right through the menu items. So if we go left, we're going to see the heads-up display, and in the heads-up display menu, you can change your reticle brightness, your display brightness, reticle color, etc. The next one is your kind of settings or setup menu, and so you've got your heads-up 0, you've got your setup wizard, system units, click calibration, etc. So these are really getting into some deep topics. You definitely want to watch the videos on those so you understand what they are and how to use them. So if we go one more to the left, it kind of starts you back over on the furthest right menu, and that is your wireless. So we've got your Bluetooth on and off, and we have the specific MAC address for the Bluetooth on this rifle scope. Now if you get 4 or 5 REVIC devices, a couple rifle scopes, a couple of the handheld meters, and some of the other things that are coming, you get those all in one spot, say like a shooting line, target line. You want to be able to identify which device is yours so that you're not inadvertently connecting to the wrong device. So let's go ahead and turn the Bluetooth off. So in that menu, Bluetooth is outlined. If I hit enter, now the on is outlined. I'll just kick it off and then hit enter again, and now I can go left to the next one, which is the battery. So in this menu, you can set your sleep time, and that's where you go from full power on to kind of standby mode. You can also change your battery type, and that'll help your battery meter display the correct thing. So if you go one more, you've got your profiles, and so you have all your profiles listed, and you've got the ability to select which one is on display. Now you can even deep dive further into this profiles. If you hit enter, rather than outline taking you to a small number, what it does is it shows you your muzzle velocity and BC, and you see a little arrow there that tells you to arrow down. So every one of these variables is editable. So while you have to load a profile on the device, you can adjust in small ways, like your BC, muzzle velocity, etc. And so let's say your barrel's wearing out, or let's say you've shot the gun a lot and the powder temperature factor and barrel fouling condition wants to bring the speed up, or you change a lot of ammunition and the BC changes a little. You can tune that right there on the device. You don't have to go back to the app. So pretty cool information there. So let's navigate back out of there. And so the last one is the center heads-up menu, and that's kind of your compass. And so that's kind of a vector-related one. You've got azimuth, latitude, true north, and calibration. So pretty much there's some more setup information that's there. And you can also do some things like turn on and off some of the sensors and some of the corrections that we're doing in the ballistics. So as you're navigating through the menu, one of the things you're going to notice is if you don't make any arrow adjustments or entries, it kind of takes you away from the navigation back to the main display pretty quickly. You've got about 1.5 seconds to make an entry, otherwise it's going to kick you back. But even then, sometimes you're trying to make an adjustment and get back to the main display. If you do a press and hold for a second, then you'll kick out of the navigation and it'll take you back to the main display. So a couple ways to exit. Press and hold enter, or just let it time out and it'll take you back. So that's a pretty quick overview of the REVIC PMR main display entry into navigation, and the different menu items that are in the navigation menu, and kind of how to select different items for entering and editing. It's pretty complex, but it's fairly intuitive, so once you dive in there, you can push your buttons, navigate, get a feel for it, and then as you're using the scope, the more familiar you are, the more likely you will be able to set up a different scenario or make the adjustments you need when you need it. So please practice, take a look at it, and review that video. So this is the REVIC PMR main navigation.